Okay, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Jamarty4 here once again, back again. See, I it didn't take me like 3 years to put up another one. Okay, I didn't want nobody reading me. I didn't want nobody coming for me. um, but I am glad that a lot of people did enjoy the video last time. We got a few great comments about it, so we're gonna go ahead and continue and be right along. We're gonna try to make these more consistent. Okay. Now I did find. Oh, remember if y'all remember last time, I found that new channel, Juan C Entertainment, and they have like a compilation video. Like this one's like 45 minutes. You can see the timestamp. So we're gonna try to go through all of these. Like most of their stuff I have not seen, and they have multiple compilation videos, so we have a lot of stuff to go through. Now, if we come across one that we may have already done, I'll just skip on by it, and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, so thanks again. This is the first time that you're here. I hope you enjoy. Sit down, get you a nice little snack, get you a drink or something, a glass of wine, and we're gonna sit here and watch these people make dumb decisions and talk about them. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm like nice and comfortable. My back is supported. Now let's get into I met a girl in the club and it became an unforgettable nightmare. Now, how many times can we say that? How many people have had horrible nightmares from people that they've met in the club? Because, baby. Okay, let's watch.
I was 20 at the time when this happened. I still remember this as a vivid memory in my brain that would never get erased. One day, I was at a club with a few friends. I saw a cute girl which was totally my type at first glance. She had blonde hair and deep brown eyes. Her nose was tiny and cute. Her lips were red like a rose.
I'm, 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 I'm curious. Do people really notice things like the nose, though? Like lips, sure. Eyes, hair color, great. But how often do people talk about, oh, his nose? Ooh, like, I mean, if they do talk about the nose, it's usually big and bulbous, or I don't know, or there's something in it. But I ain't never heard nobody talk about their nose, child. But okay.
I approached her and I asked if she wanted a drink or something. She said yeah, and we drank a lot. She told me to come by her place. I hesitated at first, but soon I agreed. I told my friends that I was
Hmm.
leaving early, and we booked a cab. We got in the cab, and 15 minutes later, we arrived at her house. Her apartment had a two-floor. Nothing special, but just normal. We stepped inside, and all of a sudden, I smelled something rotten. I got a bit
Oh,
nauseous and asked her if I could use the bathroom. She smiled and said yes. I
see, already. Listen, whenever I am going out with the intention of potentially bringing somebody back home, baby, my bed is made. I plugged in the Bath and Body Works plug-ins. I have swept. Like it is a presentation up in here. If I'm anticipating potentially bringing somebody back, because the minute that you walk into somebody's house, if it smells, if it's funky, dirty, you got shit everywhere, you got just messiness. If you anticipated on getting any action that night, it ain't happening. Because if I'm brought somewhere and somebody brings me into an apartment and the first thing that I smell is shit, I'm soft. I'm gonna be soft all night, and there's nothing happening. I may not even stay there. I may ask to use the bathroom like he doing, climb out the motherfucking window and punch it.
rushed in, and as I did, the smell got stronger.
Oh my
That's
god.
where the smell was coming from.
Oh god. Did she leave shit in the toilet, girl? Girl, did you leave shit in the toilet? Did you leave a dirty tampon in the toilet, girl? Uh-uh.
At first, I didn't pay attention and puked into the sink. I thought that I had drunk a bit too much, but it was not.
Oh,
Just then, I
oh
heard a
no.
splash of water right beside the bathtub. I turned and opened the shower curtain, and then what I saw made my heart drop. A dead body of a boy around my age, mutilated.
Well, all right. You know what? This is a perfect time. I wish I could clip stuff in. This is a perfect time for that SpongeBob meme. All right, I'm gonna head out. Cause that's oh no, ma'am, absolutely not.
Was lying in the bathtub obliquely. As I got closer, I realized that his right leg was cut off too.
Oh,
I was freaked out. I wanted to scream, but it didn't come out. But I decided not to go outside because she might be a psychopath killer and could kill me too.
might be. Bish, she just directed you to the bathroom where she has a decapitated corpse in her fucking bathtub. And you think she might be a psychopath? No, this is a blaring neon sign. I am crazy.
I tried to find an escape. Then I spotted something that I wasn't expecting. A small pocket knife stuck out from his jean pocket. I
Jackpot.
cautiously took the knife and flicked the door open. There was no one outside, and only that girl was sitting on the steps. I asked her what was in the bathtub, and suddenly her expression got different.
Oh, oh, see, nah.
She flashed a maniac grin, and then she took out something from her back, a knife. All of a
Bitch.
sudden, she lunged toward me, but I dodged it. I took out my knife and swung around as soon as she came to me and kicked her.
Oh, oh. That looked like a Hyoken. He did a round. Hold on. Can I go back? It looked like he did a roundhouse kick on her ass. Hold up.
And flicked the door open. There was
Hold
no.
up, nah. He looked like he did a full Mortal
I wasn't going to
Kombat,
check that out from his jean pocket.
a Mortal Kombat
Toward
ass
me, but I
kick. Look at
dodged it.
this.
I took out my knife and swung around as soon as she came to me and kicked her.
Hyoken.
She let out a scream as she fell to the ground. I heard some noise upstairs, but I wasn't going to check that out. I sprinted out the door and ran 2 blocks straight without stopping, and then called the cops. The cops searched the whole house and arrested 3 people, all charged for murdering innocent young boys.
Crazy
Then I took a
bitch.
cab back to my house. I called and told my parents about this incident. I wasn't able to sleep that night at all. This was the scariest I've ever experienced. And who knew what would have happened if I didn't find that knife?
Well, I mean, honestly, it doesn't look like the knife really did much for you. You kicked her ass, and you just dodged her knife. Unless I missed something, you didn't really use the knife, so it didn't matter if you found the knife or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But anyway, my stepdad was a totally crazy psycho. Okay.
My mom used to work as a taxi driver, and she started to go out with one of her coworkers. Let's call him Larry, for the sake of the story. He seemed like a nice guy at first. Finally, they got married and had a daughter, and we will call her Ruby. But once they got married, things started to change immediately. He was not a nice guy after all. If something didn't go his way, he always ran to his mom's house. Because in her mind, he was still her baby, even though he was a 50-year-old man.
What?
He was so
Oh, don't you hate it? The man that never really grow up, that still throw hissy fits and run to their mama, and their mamas don't be, they be ain't shit too, cause they be enabling the shit. Oh, girl, I can't. Oof, Lord, I don't want to get on no soapbox about this shit. Many times I done dealt with these immature ass.
such a mama's boy. Mom and Larry would break up and make up a lot, so that was just normal behavior. But when he got drunk, sometimes we didn't let him inside the house as he can become a violent person. He'd break in by smashing a window to get in on occasion. Well,
Wait. He breaks in on occasion, so he's done this multiple times, and y'all have just been replacing the windows. Oh no, no. Hell no. It had to be his ass. Especially if you ain't even my real daddy. I ain't really got no attachment to you other than the fact that you married my mama. That means if you threaten my mama, it's me and you. It's me and you. And I won't feel nothing before. Won't feel nothing about it. Take your ass straight the pie hell up out of here.
He would not hurt us, but broke things like a TV or a family member's computer, which made us terrified.
Oh, hell no, he might as well. It don't matter if he hurt me or not. He make fucking up my shit. You break up this $1,000 laptop, bitch. Again, it's me and you. I don't care how drunk you are. Boop, boop.
The final straw was when he came into our house one day. He kidnapped Ruby and ran away for 2 days until the police arrested him and brought Ruby back home,
The fuck?
even though Larry was her dad. Mom was literally traumatized by this incident. We decided to move out of our house, and it was a great idea to move away from him at a safe distance. We had none of his belongings, so he had no reason to come crawling back to us. So we moved out, and as time went by, we settled into the new house. We all started school, and I always woke up extra early to shower and play video games before I went to school. But this one day, when I woke up at 4 a.m. and finished taking a shower, I came out of the bathroom and looked out of the window unintentionally. It was still dark, and there was a man who was walking up and down the path by the side of our house. Suddenly, he looked up and stared at me. He realized that I saw him. I stood there and did nothing. Then he walked away and stood under the streetlight.
Oh,
It was Larry. He had the most malevolent smile I've ever seen.
oh
He
no.
came over to the mailbox saying that he was sorry. He said that he wanted to talk to my mom so they could start over again. I ran to Mom and woke her up, but we decided to call the police instead of letting him inside.
Hell no.
About 10 minutes later, the police came to arrest him. They found out that he drove a car while drunk and left it halfway up the road. And when they searched him, he had a surgical scalpel in his pocket. He told the police that it was just a joke, but no one believed him.
A joke? Bitch, hold on, wait. Let me let this ad.
Anderson! And cut! Mark that
No.
one done at Monday.com.
No.
I run a business.
No. No. Fucking ads, bruh. I didn't want it to cut off the story, so I was letting me just try to skip through it. But I thought that was gonna end completely differently. I thought he was about to get up in that house and break in like he always did at the last house. But that was actually primarily a little tame. So luckily the police actually responded in time before he did break in their motherfucking house. Bitch, let me tell y'all something. If a man is getting drunk and he gets violent and start wrecking up shit, there is no, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole when should you leave, when shouldn't you leave type discussion, but girl, you breaking my shit. I'm breaking your motherfucking face. I'm sorry. You talking about, oh, he broke TVs and stuff on occasion? Like, this is something that he does regularly? Like, he's done this more than once? One time is enough for me. Once you start acting crazy, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I should, I should help him. No, ain't nobody got time for that. There's too many sane mofo's that I could be with and dealing with your crazy ass. Okay, it's never worth it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anywho, true horror ghost tour story. Lord, hold on. There's this. There we go. All right, let's go.
When I was a kid, I was really into paranormal things such as ghosts and spirits, so I always got really excited for Halloween. On one Halloween, my parents took me and my brother to a ghost tour in the city. During the tour, we would visit real haunted houses, which were said to have some really violent ghosts. I couldn't be more excited. We arrived.
Bitch. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all will never find moi. And really not too many people that look like moi. to go into like actual horror or haunted houses. Like we'll go to like the play places that's decorated and you got actors trying to scare you and they charge a fee to walk in, okay, whatever, that's cute. But you want me to go into a place that's like actually haunted and got all these bad spirits and stuff? Oh no. We don't mess around with that. We don't do the spirit, the demons and all of that. We're not fascinated by all that shit. Cause the second that some shit falls under you and you get cursed, shit start flying, clothes on the no, anybody got time for that? I don't never understand why people want to go into actual haunted houses. I get queasy looking at pictures of the mofos online, let alone physically being in them holes. No. No, 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 no.
Arrived at the location for the tour meetup, an empty parking lot. But we were a bit early and nobody else had arrived yet.
Because they're smart.
It was a chilly October night, so my parents decided that we should find a building to wait in until more people arrive.
What?
We walked over to the building that the parking lot was meant for, an old hotel, and entered the vestibule.
What?
We tried to fully enter the building, but we found that the doors leading to the lobby inside were locked. After a few minutes of standing around, I started to feel strange. A nauseous feeling had swept my stomach. Goosebumps ran up and down my arms, and a piercing feeling of being watched was stabbing, almost burning my back. Looking around, it was obvious that me and my family were the only ones inside the vestibule. The lobby of the building was also devoid of people. Once we saw people enter the parking lot, we left, and I felt better. And after that, I was shocked to see the first place we stopped on the tour was the building my family had been waiting in. Now, this building we won't enter, because the spirit inside here is more violent than the others will encounter. The guide stated, "In here, we have the Shadow Man. He doesn't terrorize the whole building, just the area that you enter through. He's been known to slap and scratch people coming inside." A few pictures were passed around. All of a sudden, I don't know how and why, but I recognized that an inky black figure stood against the door's windows. Its eyes were glowing.
No. Once I start seeing dark figures and shit, I'm already up the street. I'm already at 2 blocks down. I don't fuck with this shit. I'm not doing that. Why am I here? I'm not doing it. You're just gonna have to sue me. I'm leaving.
Glowing white, and it had long fingers and pointed nails. It was freaky to think that I might have been targeted by the Shadow Man, but I didn't think much of it until after the tour when my family went back home. I started to complain to my mom that my back was itching and burning, so she grabbed some ointment and told me she would look at it. We thought it was just a bug bite. We had been walking around outside at night after all. When she lifted my shirt, she asked when I had scratched my back. I told her I hadn't. She took a picture on her phone and showed it to me. I was met with a long red scratch leading from my shoulder to the middle of my back. The skin on my back was a shade of red, like a rash. Me and all of my family couldn't say anything, but just turned back straight to our house. The Shadow Man had got me.
A bitch, see, if you had minded your business and stayed the fuck home and stayed out the goddamn haunted houses, you wouldn't have webs on your back, you dumb hoe. I hope that let that be your lesson. Don't be going up in haunted houses talking about, oh, it's exciting. There's a reason why this stuff is in horror movies and scary shit. Why do you want to be amongst that? That don't make no sense to me. Girl. Anywho. Where are we at? We about 19 minutes. Okay, we still early. I went in the wrong ride and almost got killed. No, child. Is this about to be an Uber or Lyft story?
This is not about my story, but someone from my church, and he wanted to share his experience with anyone else. He's a 32-year-old man, and his pseudonym is Mark.
Okay.
He's a fairly big guy, and this situation took place when he was on his way home from work. He said that he had lost his phone 1 week before this whole situation happened, so he couldn't call and get any help during the story. It was quite late, around 11 p.m. He had finished work and was walking to a taxi stop location, and when he got there, a few people were standing around waiting as well. After about 2 minutes, he noticed that there was a minivan approaching. Usually, minivans are cheaper than taxis, and he felt tired that day, so he decided to take the minivan. He sat on a seat, and there was a young boy seated in the passenger side next to the driver who was collecting the fare. And then, two other boys who looked like teenagers also boarded the minivan and sat in the seats in front of him. Once the minivan took off, after a
Okay, maybe I'm just not familiar with taxi services. I've never seen a minivan taxi, but I feel like there should have been an interaction here, like a where are you going, or maybe they just kind of skip that part that's mundane, or can you like check to see if this person's like what? How do taxis work? Because you just got into a random car on what it looked like on my. But be that as it may, let's see how this goes.
about 5 minutes, the boy asked if they would like to drink some Coke. The boys accepted and started drinking. And
It's
they
poison.
also gave it to Mark.
It's poisoned.
Mark was also feeling thirsty, so he took it, but only a sip. Not much later, he started feeling drowsy.
This is why whenever the Uber drivers are like, "Oh, you want a piece of candy? Do you want to?" Like, no, I'm good. And that's just me probably being polite. But now I'm just like stuff like this. You just never know. I don't normally take stuff from people if I didn't see them make it, or if I didn't, see where it came from. If it wasn't already open, nah, I'm good, fam.
Just before he about laid his head on the seat beside him, he noticed that those two boys were already knocked out. After he laid his head down, he heard noises coming from the back seats. Two people were talking in a different language. The car was passing a big signboard that showed Crest Chicken Farm. And then he finally passed out. When he got up, he found himself inside a big shed-like barn, and there were some tools on a big table.
Bitch.
He was on the floor, and the other two teenage boys were laying next to him. He still felt a bit drowsy.
Girl, y'all about to get butchered, honey. Can you imagine, bitch? Can you imagine you don't woke up? See, I already knew, like, once they offered, I'm like, nah, that's poison. That's poison, bitch. Baby, I would have summoned the strength of Zeus. I'm sure he's probably chained. Are you chained?
But he managed to get himself up as he was looking for an escape.
Wait, you're not chained?
He saw that the two boys were still passed out.
Baby, I would have smacked him like, wake up! Wake up! We done been kidnapped, bitch. Wake up! But then they probably would have panicked. And girl, ain't nothing worse than you trying to get a level head and this bitch over here screaming.
So he tried waking them, but they wouldn't budge. As Mark was kind of a big man, he tried to see if he could carry one of them, but it was hard to do because even Mark was having a hard time to stand properly.
See, no, you're doing too much. Let me assess the situation first. Let me see where I'm at, because clearly we're in a dangerous situation. Let me find a weapon. Let me get me a good old piece, because you in a barn. I see some tools. You can clearly walk around. I thought they was gonna have your ass a chain. Let me get one of these tools over here. Let me see what I can pick up to protect myself, because ain't nobody got time for whatever foolishness that they about to. Nah, nothing. None of this is good. You leave them boys. If they don't want to wake up, that's them. Nah, that's fucked up. But no, I need to assess the situation first before I start trying to help and lift people up and shit.
And then he heard voices. He took a peek from the door, and 3 people were walking toward the big shed, coming from a house on the hill, which was quite close to the shed. Mark panicked and tried to look for another exit. He was looking around the place, and he found one at the end of the shed, luckily. He approached quietly and escaped as fast as he could. At this point, his vision was all blurry, but he managed to find a fence door and unlocked it. He heard the people shouting, but he ignored. He just kept on running. When he finally reached his house, it was early morning, around 5 a.m. His
What?
wife was up all night waiting for him and ran out the front door as soon as she saw him. He collapsed and slept for almost the whole day. When he woke up and finally got a chance to explain to his wife what had transpired that night, he remembered about the other two boys.
Right. I'm like, what about the other two boys that was in the? I mean, look, they was passed out. You wouldn't have made it if you tried to carry them. Girl, there's nothing you could do, bitch. There's nothing you could do, bitch.
Who were still there. Then he contacted the police immediately. He told the police about the road signs and a big billboard for Crest Chicken Farm and other things that he could remember. About 2 weeks after, there was a police report about how they found two teenage boys' bodies in a lake and advised that when they examined the bodies, all their organs were missing. Mark just stood in fear. And as the event was too traumatic for him, Mark had to quit a job for a while.
Oh, bitch. See, that's who was that little boy that was up there offering them stuff so they would pass out? See, that's why he only had him a little sip. Now, had he took more than that sip, he'd be dead. Oh Lord, them poor teenage boys got gutted, and oh Jesus, ooh, that's fucked up. That's a little dark. But let me pause this right here because another ad is trying to come up here, child. We ain't about to go through that again. Okay, we back. I think this might be the last one because we're approaching about 30 minutes. This is usually about the time I try to have these. Um, Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Some of these are a little woo child, but true horrible camp story. Child, I have phobias about camping already, baby. If I ever decide to tell that camp story that I had in the third grade, which really isn't like that bad because they was fucking with us, but still, as a third grader, bitch, I was horrified. Anyway, look, child, let's watch.
This happened when it was our school's camping day. All the grades went to each other's places, and our teacher had taken the 6 students to this large site that was quite cheap. It started off all right. I got a room with some of my friends at the time, and my closer friends were in the next room. The first incident started when I was the only one in my room, still packing mine and the other people's stuff away. I was on the bottom bunk, letting my mate take the top. When I looked up was some sentence, and it said, "Hello, you are going next," with a creepy smile.
What?
On the second day, we all went outside.
Oh no. We heed those warnings. I'm like, sis, I know I said that you could have the top bunk, but you know what? I feel I just feel like, you know, uh, just give me the top bunk, bitch. I can't even come up with an excuse. Just give me the top bunk. Cause you can't tell them what you just saw, cause they're gonna be like, "Oh hell no, bitch! I ain't about to sleep there with the damn demons." I just get a different room. Give me a different room, shit. That's the shit. First of all, I wouldn't be camping at all. But shit, if I'm here, give me a different room, cause I ain't about to be dealing with none of this. Uh, I'm going next and all this shit. Who put this here? Paint over this. Can we paint over this? Ain't about.
There were teepee tents next to a field. I hung out in one with one of my friends. Some others hung out in a second tent. But in the third tent, I saw a shadow with a knife.
But
I told the teacher and another student who went
wait,
in.
wait. Hold on. I missed something. Cause hold on. Wait. Let me go back.
Letting my mate take the top. When I looked up was some sentence, and it said, "Hello, you are going next," with a creepy smile. On the second day, we all went outside. There were teepee tents next to a field. I hung out in one with one of my friends. Some others hung out in a second tent. But in the third tent, I saw a shadow with a knife. I told the teacher and another student who went in, but didn't come out. But nobody believed me. and there was nobody inside the tent. I thought something was really weird. On the third day, 3 of my roommates were out on a day trip with some others, which I was going to do the next day. I had done a mud course, and after that, I decided to have a shower. The water was black and disgusting, which added to this horrible week.
Ew, see?
All of a sudden,
That's again why you don't do camping, because they fucking pipe system be raunchy. They don't be doing upkeep. Shit just be gross. I'm not with that. I'm a camping in the backyard type of bitch. I need real indoor plumbing, not this. Mm, I can't even get clean in the shower. No.
when I was still in the shower booth, the doorknob was shaking. I screamed, and when I got out, I saw a handwriting, "You won't leave alive," on the wall. Then I saw a shadow in the window. My room's
Okay, then, bitch, that was almost a legit scream that I had to contain. Okay, look, listen. I know I'm not the only one because I've seen memes about this on the internet. When you are in the shower, that is when, especially if I'm home by myself, that is when I am the most paranoid because I feel so vulnerable. Because you are wet, you are naked. If you try to run, you're going to be slipping and sliding. Shit going to be jiggling here, there, and everywhere. You already cornered in the damn shower. You got the curtain thing, so you blinded. You feel like you suspect to a surprise attack. Like, if I see, first of all, I'm already at a campsite. Okay, I'm already at a campsite and pissed off that I'm here. And the next thing, I'm already getting filthy with this damn water that's black. So I'm already pissed off on that. And then you gonna write a note talking about you gonna try to kill me, and then see some old ornery bitch in the window looking at me crazy, and I'm wet naked. Oh no. Mm-mm. Again, insert SpongeBob meme. All right, I'm head out. I'm calling a cab. I don't care if it's gonna be $200 to take me from this campsite. Get me the fuck out of here. Hell nah.
door was locked while I was having a shower, so no one could enter in our room.
Mm-mm.
The fourth day, I was taking a walk someplace that no one knew, and then I found a
Wait, what? Hold on. You were taking a walk in the woods where no one knew after you just saw a shadowy figure talk about they gonna kill you? You're done.
huge knife and blood-soaked clothes. I just hoped that this stupid and terrible camp would finish soon. Then the last night, I woke up in the middle of the night because I saw the same shadow leaving my room.
Uh,
And there was a knife on the floor. Again. I couldn't sleep the rest of that night. The last day,
oh,
I
bitch.
was left to clean the room and set the beds for the students, whoever would use it next. When I was about to finish, I saw the door and it said, "You are lucky you survived. I didn't have enough time, but next, I will not let you go."
Okay,
My
alright, bitch. Is nobody else seeing this? Nobody? Nobody else sees these messages. Only me. Like, and then why are you still here? I'd be like, look, teacher lady, whoever it is, camp counselor, leader, whomever you are, look, bitch. You see this creepy shit. You see, I want you to follow me, bitch. Follow me. There's a bloody clothes and there's a knife over here in this woods. Okay, there's a bloody knife here in the middle of my bed that I did not leave. Okay, and somebody's writing cryptic messages across my wall. Can I go home? Cause all of this, I'm not being paid enough, if at all, for any of this foolishness. So I'm about to head out because I ain't trying to die. Ain't nobody got time. That for real. Like who got
panicked, so I ran from that creepy room. I told my teacher. However, by the time we got back, it was gone.
what?
As I got
Oh
onto the
no, you ain't got no cell phone to be taking. I would have took pictures of what that sheet.
bus, I looked in the window of that room, and the shadow stared back at me, with a decapitated head in one hand, and in the other hand, the same knife I had seen twice.
Oh
Later, when I came
no.
back from the camp, I heard about that place. It was an orphanage and a mental institution that had many mysterious deaths.
What?
To this day, I wondered what would have happened if I'd spent longer than 5 days at that place.
Oh, this is the creepy guy who stalked me through his TikTok. Yeah, we seen this one. Okay, this is a great place to stop then. Girl, 5 days. Oh no, baby, I was in there tortured, and after about 2.5 days, I was. Oh, shit. I no, ain't nobody got time for that. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the videos so we can get these circulating, build the viewership. If you have any suggestions or if you have videos that are on YouTube that you want me to see, it doesn't have to necessarily be these, animated, whatever. We can watch some other stuff if you want to suggest some stuff. Put it in the comments. Tweet me on Twitter at Jamar84. That's JAMAR84. Let me know what you want us to see, and we might, watch that too. Don't put me nothing crazy, okay? Ain't make a time for no crazy shit. But yeah, let me know what you guys want me to watch next. But still, in the meantime, we're gonna finish this compilation videos, okay? But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.